Welcome students. Today, let's take forward the discussion about how technology is improving, but the legal framework or ethical limits to be defined are still a laggard. So, in this context, let's understand a new concept or evolving concept of rights that is being discussed internationally but not as frequently in India. We are discussing today about neuro rights. What actually these neuro rights are and what debate it is, if you want to understand that and delve deep into it. Just understand this digitalized scenario that we are in. We use a lot of digital equipment to track a lot of our health data and how our behavior analysis is. When I say behavior analysis, it's not just about the activity of spending or buying. It's more than that. It's about our pulse rate. It's about our mental activity or stress levels. Even anything that you measure with our smartwatches. Maybe if it's more complicated, that you can even take the data of BCI and MRI. All these data, if utilized, could be modeled for any neurotechnology. That means we are just using it for ensuring a particular type of neuroscience or a project that can stimulate or analyze our brain activity. This actually jeopardizes our ethical limits and to what extent we could use them without our consent or without the privacy being breached. So under this context, internationally, there are 5 neuro rights which are being discussed. Let's just look at one after the other. First one that comes is about personal information. When I say personal information, it includes the biometric and other kinds of fingerprints or iris scan or something else. So under these circumstances, there is sense of self which is being breached. Of course, along with that, we need a kind of free will. This free will is actually influenced by the kind of targeted advertisement or targeted information that we consume, and it influences our decision making. This is the second kind of misuse which I think we need to make sure is being addressed. Now, I would say the third one is more important, which is mental privacy. Data of people's brain activity or any kind of stress levels or even BP, blood pressure or any kind of those can't be used even in minimum non-personal data approach because it affects the mental privacy. Along with that, we need protection against biases. If you remember, there is something called right to be forgotten, which also relates to this because it creates a bias despite the fact that it is yet not proved. It can lead to a kind of kangaroo courts or social media trials. And all those things may come out of the personal biases that come out of it. More than that, the final right is equally important, which is equal access. That means with development of neurotechnology, not everyone from different walks of life or different countries are equally having access to that. So with that, a kind of technological development would be benefiting only particular people. So that inequality which is created is also to be addressed, and that the ethical issue which is discussed in this final right. If it's clear with this, probably we need a proper parliamentary committee, maybe on this technological advancements, which could actually accelerate the lawmaking process to catch up the speed of the technological development. for which you can invite the scholars or experts in the field, and they can actually catch up the speed, or at least reduce the lag or the gap between the speed at which it is being taken and the speed at which the law is formulated. Hope this gave at least a spark of the new and evolving concept of neuro rights to you. Another day with better content, I'll be back before you. Till then, thank you.